let's get back to fill in the blank Friday. Fill in the blank Friday. The Lions will sign blank in free agency. Don't say diddly either. The Lions will sign blank in free agency. So pick one
Lions
player
fans.
you're sure they're going to sign.
Trayvon Edmonds. There's a couple players that I want, but this is a guy that I think, one, not only do they need Trayvon Edmonds, linebacker for the Buffalo Bills, played outstanding for them, man. He can he rushes the quarterback. He plays. He drops in coverage as well. He can cover your best tight end. He can cover him as well. He's an elite tackler. That's somebody you need, man, for the Detroit Lions, and I think that's somebody that they've been eyeing for a while as well. So, in terms of who do I think they need and who I think they're going after, Tremaine Edmonds, excuse me.
Go ahead, Terry.
I believe the Lions will sign Jamel Dean.
You're big on him.
Yeah,
That's a hope, but see, that's a hope they sign. Do you really think they're going to sign him?
I think they're going for a change, sign someone that commands a big contract.
Okay.
They've been 1-year deals, prove-it deals, blah, 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 blah. I think this year that they will sign one guy that's making a lot of money, and because they feel that they're close to doing something. Maybe this is the time to do that. A year ago, I would say absolutely don't. I wouldn't have brought his name up.
Right.
But maybe they feel they're far enough along if they bring in the right guy, and even if he makes too much money.
What makes Dean the right guy for you?
He can cover people.
Mm-hmm.
They need cornerbacks. I wasn't an advocate of using the 6th pick on a cornerback, but I don't think they're going to. I just think they need a cornerback. It's a weakness. They need to bring in a veteran and then draft a young fella.
Okay, all right.
Or two.
You know who I'm going with? I'm going with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's my guy. That's my belief. I think he's the dog. He's the alpha that you put out there in that secondary. And that's my guy, and I'm sticking with it. All right. The Lions will blank bring Darius Slay back to Detroit.
I think should. I think should bring Darius Slay back to Detroit. The Lions need a corner. How is D Slay right now? 31?
Sounds about right.
It's 31, 32.
I think it's 32.
Yeah, I think it's 32. I think they bring him back. I think they negotiate his contract. They bring it down a little bit. The reason why I say that, because remember, I was a huge fan of wanting to bring Quandre Diggs back. I think it's something to bring back people to the Detroit Lions that have been before, that never wanted to leave this franchise, that can play. I mean, the guy left and made 2 All-Pro defensive teams since he left once Chris Christian got rid of him. Like, DeAndre Slayer is a guy that can play. DeAndre Slayer is a guy that goes toe-to-toe with number ones on every team. He knows this Detroit area, also knows what it's like to win. He knows what it's like to go to the Super Bowl. Came up a little short, but he has that experience. I think DeAndre Slayer would be a great, great, great individual to go to for the Detroit Lions and bring somebody back like that, or that cachet, bringing somebody back that wanted to win here. He's by himself anyway. I'd say they should bring him back. Why not?
The Lions won't bring Darius Slay back, and maybe they should. I know the people here weren't in on the decision-making to get rid of him. But once the Lions make a decision as an organization, they stick with it. They don't go back. So, but Darius Slay, everything he did in Philadelphia.
Was that the Lions, or was that Quintricia?
It was Quintricia that got rid of him, but the Lions, even if someone else makes a decision,
they had to sign
stick
off
with
on
it.
it.
They sign off on it, and that's it. But the thing is, everything Darius Slay did in Philadelphia, he wanted to do here. The reason they got rid of him is because maybe he was too vocal. He had things to say about the direction of the team wasn't right. But he came from a position of love. I want this team to win. I know this team can win, and here's what we need to do. And a lot of times when Darius says things, first of all, you can't understand him sometimes, but it's forceful. And what the Lions need to understand is, I think a guy like Darius Slay can work with Dan Campbell. Dan
Bring
Campbell
him back.
May not like what he has to say at first, but he's a smarter coach than Matt Patricia.
I think he would like what D. Slay had to say because
Not at first, because you don't want to hear it.
But correct me if I'm wrong, T-Fog. The stuff that he said, Dan Campbell thought the same things, and that's why he came in here correcting those things right out the gate. Like I think what D. Slay was saying, Dan Campbell has already done or started the process of. So I don't think D. Slay will come back with that same D. Slay is that. I think he's coming back seeing what Dan Campbell's building.
Right, and just but he might see some new things.
Right. But isn't that what you want, though?
Right. And I think it will fall on deaf ears at first, but then Dan Campbell will think about it, say, you know what, let's talk.
Hey, the side note to this is he is available for trade. The Eagles have told Darius Slay, look, you can go out and find a trade partner. What happens is Matt Patricia is rumored to be heading back to Philadelphia as a linebackers coach, and you know the scoop.
How can you do that?
Isn't that something?
That's asinine to me.
The good old boy club.
Well, I know, but you have a prominent player who doesn't like him, and guess what? Patricia doesn't like him either.
But guess what? At the end of the day, the way that franchises look at it is one. Matt Patricia will be coaching for the next 40 years. Darius Slay is only playing for another how many years? 4
more
or
years.
5? And doesn't have to play this year with the Philadelphia
You can't find another linebacker coach?
They don't care. This is the good old boy system. They don't care about their beef, their little contriteness. At the end of the day, like, we'll see you later. We appreciate your services. We know y'all don't like each other, so we helped you out. We traded your ass and we traded you up out of here.
Isn't that something?
It's the NFL.